Hey everyone, welcome to our exclusive. The murder of Charles Kirk has thrown the U.S. into chaos, but it's just the tip of the iceberg. We'll dive into the weapon used, the disturbing messages left behind, and the shocking details that came to light, including the trial of the suspect, Tyler Robinson. What's the truth about his motives, and why did Trump react the way he did? Stick with us, frogs. We're about to uncover what's really going on. On September 10th, 2025, America was rocked by an event that sent shockwaves across the nation. Why? Because Charles Kirk, that loud MAGA voice, was killed right in the middle of his speech. And you know what? This isn't just another tragedy. It raised a whole lot of questions that need answering. Was this political violence, or is there something more behind it? Let's dive in and figure it out. The conservative icon is gone. The country is in shock. And it's not just for show. Some say it's the result of rising political tension. Others are sure there's something much darker hidden beneath. What if we're only seeing the tip of the iceberg? Well, we're here to figure that out. On September 10th, at the University of Utah Valley, Charles Kirk was killed during his speech in front of students. A gunshot rang out, and in seconds, one of the most powerful voices of conservatism was gone.
Well, this wasn't just another murder on the list. People were chilling, and then, bam, Kirk, one of Trump's most loyal allies, drops in front of thousands of students. Seriously, how did that even happen? Was this just a random incident, or is this something bigger than just a tragedy? People started asking, was this just the murder of Charles Kirk, or is it a sign of something darker ahead, political violence becoming the new norm?
This murder shook not only conservative circles, but the entire country. It made it clear. America is on the edge, and political temperature is rising to dangerous levels. Now let's get into the details. The weapon, a Mauser rifle caliber .30-06. Standard weapon for these kinds of crimes, right? But here's what's interesting. The shell casings found at the crime scene had several messages written on them. Looks like the killer wanted to spice things up a bit.
One of the shell casings had Bella Ciao written on it, a famous anti-fascist song. Definitely not what you'd expect from a right-wing killer, right?
But that's not all. Another shell casing had the message, if you're reading this, you're gay, LOL. So this isn't just a political statement. This is meme culture mixed with violence. Quite a strange combination.
Why did this killer choose Bella Ciao, a song associated with left-wing anti-fascists? How does this fit with his political agenda?
Meet Tyler Robinson, the 22-year-old killer of Charles Kirk. He came from an ordinary background, but soon he got sucked into radical ideologies. But what led him to target Kirk? What was the real catalyst for this tragedy?
Robinson grew up in a conservative family. His father was a cop and a staunch supporter of the Republican Party. But Tyler's views slowly became more radical.
As the years went on, his ideology became more extreme, especially after he started diving into conspiracy theories and radical rhetoric online. Instead of staying neutral, Robinson openly voiced his beliefs, and eventually, those beliefs led him to Kirk.
His life wasn't just about politics. Robinson was involved with a transgender woman, which caused a rift with his traditional family. These conflicts only deepened his radicalization.
Robinson's family couldn't understand his choices, and that just added fuel to the fire. Tyler was torn between his personal life and his political identity, and that created an explosive mixture, which ultimately led to violence. After his arrest, Tyler Robinson appeared in court, but instead of giving testimony, he stayed silent. The only thing he said was his name, a strange calm for a person who took someone's life.
Robinson sat there like a stone. I read out the charges, including murder with aggravating circumstances and the use of a firearm with intent to kill, but no remorse, no explanation from the person who took a life.
This trial was broadcast live, and Robinson's silence became an uncomfortable focal point. Does his silence speak of guilt, or is it simply cold indifference with no room for remorse?
Some say his silence speaks volumes. Is it a protest, or has he lost touch with reality? He's not just a killer. He's a symbol of something bigger, the rise of extremism in America.
Tyler Robinson's motivation isn't as clear as we'd like it to be. Was this a political murder or something more personal? His personal life was as complicated as his ideology.
Robinson was involved with a transgender woman, which caused a split in his family. His relatives couldn't understand his choices, and that just added fuel to the fire. This internal conflict between how he saw himself and his views pushed him toward radicalization.
His family wasn't thrilled about his decisions, relationships with a transgender woman, political views, and of course it led to a divide. Like they say, not everyone can be happy in the family.
Robinson's family couldn't understand his choices. That added to his inner tension. He began to embrace more extreme ideas, and eventually this led to violence.
So personal issues weren't the only reason. His political views and family troubles played their part, and this combination led to the killing of Kirk.
We can't just let this slide. Charles Kirk was a true warrior for our movement, and his murder, that's not just a crime. That's an attack on everything we stand for. Robinson needs to face the most severe punishment, the death penalty, period.
Trump wasted no time with his reaction. He immediately called for Robinson's execution. And you know what's interesting? It wasn't just about revenge. It became part of a much larger political conflict.
Not surprisingly, Trump jumped straight into his political PR machine. Some supported his harsh stance, saying it was fair, while others saw this as a clear signal for even more violence. Politics has always been a high-stakes game.
Trump stoked the fire even further, raising the political temperature to new heights. In the end, Kirk's murder wasn't just a tragedy, but, well, you get it, a signal for an even hotter political game. America is at a crossroads. Political division has reached a new boiling point, and the murder of Charles Kirk just added another alarm bell. But what's next? Civil war? Or just another round of political tension? We're on the edge, folks, and everything depends on where this energy takes us.
Radicalization on both sides is more obvious than ever. We see how political disagreements are spilling into open clashes, and violence is becoming a more familiar tool. It's like society is starting to accept all of this as the new normal.
And if this continues, maybe America won't just be a name on a map. We could end up in a situation where it doesn't matter who's right or wrong. The only thing that matters is who shouts the loudest. But however it unfolds, the consequences of this divide will be felt for generations, and probably not in the best way. America's future hangs in the balance. The murder of Charles Kirk wasn't just a tragedy. It's a signal of the deep cracks running through the country. What comes next? Time will tell, but one thing's for sure. The political landscape will never be the same.